I'm good at calculation.
I am not.
Okay, well now... Yeah, there's kind of a problem with this little scheme I got going on here. Your guy's really tough. I'm going to put down Maze's End, and then I'm going to pay 4 to cast Advent of the Worm.
Okay, then.
I got a 5/5 Worm and a 2/2 Elemental. The 2/2 Elemental is going to swing into you.
All right, I'll take 2.
And it is your turn.
Okay, then. Well, that's kind of nice. I'm going to spend 2 and crack my Rakdos Cluestone in order to sacrifice it and draw a card.
Nice.
All right. I just ended it with another land, sadly, but it'll work.
Cluestones.
All right. I will spend 3 to cast the Rakdos Drake, and I will unleash him.
Nice.
And then I will spend 2 in order to cast the Spike Jester.
He has haste.
And I will swing with my
haste.
Maze Rusher.
The party never ends. You're swinging with the Maze Rusher alone. Jesus Christ, these. And you're tapped out. Okay, I'm going to take the hit, so I'm down to 2.
All right, then. With that, I will end.
Okay. And, of course, there are strategic reasons why I did that.
He's got a levy.
Yep, I'm going to pay 3, tap and return a Maze's End to my hand. I'm going to pull another gate from the deck. So now observe that when you got a second Maze's End on the board, of course, and you have an ability that is just adding mana to your board every single turn, except for the part where it removes a land and puts it in your hand, that you can accelerate pretty quickly towards this win con.
Yeah.
I'm going to swing out for 7, 5 with trample.
All right, I will block the Elemental with my Spike Jester.
Okay, so they kill each other, and you take 5 damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, and now I will end my turn.
Okay,
this
then.
Might actually work.
All right, I'm going to swing out for 8.
And during your declare attacker step, I'm going to pay 3 in order to cast Riot Control.
Okay.
I gain 2 health, 1 for each of your creatures, and I prevent all damage that would be dealt to me this turn.
All right, then. Did I put down a land? I'm not sure if I did. Yes, I did.
Fuck.
Okay. With that, I will end.
Thank you. Text history. Let's put down a... but is it necessary? It's kind of necessary, yeah. I'm going to put down a forest. I'm going to pay another 3. Tap and bounce the Maze's End. Get another gate on the battlefield. Tapped. It's actually... I don't even... Does Maze's End stipulate it has to enter the battlefield tapped?
Selesnya does.
It just says put it on the battlefield, and because it's a gate card, it probably has the condition enters tap, which is pretty funny. Yeah, I'm going to swing at you with my 5/5 with trample.
All right, I'll take 5.
Turn is yours.
Okay, then. There's the guy I've been looking for. All right.
Oh, that guy. Oh, you. Yes, you.
So,
oh,
I'm going to put down a mountain.
Pay 8.
Well, yes, but I got to pay 6 first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in order to cast the Sire of Insanity, and he's actually a multicolored creature, so he has haste. Woohoo!
So at the beginning of each, not my entire hand, dude. Come on, fuck.
All right, and I will swing out.
And I'm going to pay 3 to cast another Riot Control.
All right, you gain 3 life.
And I take no damage.
All right. And then during my main phase 2, I'll spend 2 mana to cast Burn on you.
But I can't take any damage during this turn.
Okay. Oh, wait. Does this... Yeah, it does says all damage. All right. And then during my end phase, Sire of Insanity discards my hand.
Wait, discards your hand? Oh, each player discards his hand.
Yep.
So now I discard my hand too.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, there's my graveyard. You just killed my last riot control. Oh my god. There is actually a card in my deck that could kill you if I drew it, but I did not because I
you
fucking
need Overrun.
You would think that if I've been spending the entire game thinning my deck of these fucking cards that I would stop drawing mana. No, I mean I guess that's the price
But
I
you've been
pay
thinning
for
your
putting.
deck of guild gates, not basic lands.
Well, I mean just lands in general, because god damn it, I mean I'm running 25 lands in a 60 card deck, but how many lands did I draw? 1, 2 in my graveyard. And I got 9 on the table. So I got 11 lands. And how many non-land cards did I draw? 9. I drew more land cards than... And yes, I was pulling them. But, man, what the fuck? It's a 3-point game.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And what was my next card out of curiosity? Plains.
Hey, Maze
Okay,
Behemoth.
so I guess I would have lost the game. Anyway, what kind of over-the-top finish are you going for now?
Well... I do actually have an over-the-top finisher. I can swing out, and then while I'm swinging, I can pay 2 in order to activate Power Wild Shaman on my Sire of Insanity.
So 9, 15. I count 17 damage.
Yep, that's 17. And then when Sire of Insanity successfully deals battle damage, I can spend 3 in order to return Power Wild Shaman from my graveyard to my hand, and then
all right, well technically you don't have an opportunity to do that because I'm already dead and the game is over.
I know.
If there's only one player standing.
It's
not legal.
Dead, but
the game is over. GG.
But in phase 2, I have 3 mana left, so I then can cast my Power Wild Shaman.
Gerdat has gone blood crazy.
I have gone blood crazy. That's what Blood Rush is fucking amazing for, though.
He's just inventing phases as he goes along.
For the record, Blood Rush is not actually the Rakdos keyword for this set. The Rakdos keyword for this set is Unleash. But the Blood Rush is actually the Gruul keyword for this set. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to show off Toil and Trouble or Profit and Loss. But the other big card that I wanted to show off, if you will allow me to, Mr. Cloud.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of cards to show off, too. You want to see them?
Is Master of Cruelties. I actually have a modern deck that's built around using him. But, yeah, I personally feel like Master of Cruelties is pretty fucking terrible. But at the same point, he has got a really low chance of successfully working. But when he does work, it feels really unfair. Master of Cruelties.
A Sentinel, and I like cards like the Master of Predicaments. Now we also have lots of masteries in Magic. Cruelties is another one.
Yeah. So, what would you say about this set, Mr. Cloud?
I think it's interesting. I like the Cluestone cycle. There are some pretty Unflinching Courage. Unflinching Courage was actually a card that I mulliganed at the beginning of one of the games because I figured you were just going to make me sacrifice the creature that had it with instant speed, which would just ruin the whole fucking thing. I mean, I think that this set provided a lot of grounds for building multicolored decks. I agree. There's one particular red variant I could see maybe we could have made one that used Possibility Storm, which Mr. Gerdad did not want to run.
I did not want to run it very specifically because, as Claude mentioned while we were talking about it, I don't know how the fuck the thing works, and I always thought it was a doubler, but no, it's a replacement effect. So.
It's a fuck you effect is what it is. For 5, you got an enchantment on the board that says that any time a player casts a spell, he's not actually casting that spell. He cascades into another spell with a kind of cascade that's not really cascade. You're just supposed to keep going through the top of your library until you find a card that has the same type as it, and you pay that card in place of it without paying its mana cost. And what it does is it removes your ability to control what you cast, which basically shuts you down, because most of the time you're going to cast a spell that not only did you not intend on playing, you definitely had no reason whatsoever to play it.
Although the person in control possibility storm can very easily build their deck around it. For example, because it specifically says cast, it would actually work with the new Eldrazi cards very, very well.
Right.
Yeah, new Lamog specifically really likes cast triggers without mana costs.
So, and, there's a friend of mine who actually had built both a commander and a modern variant of a possibility storm deck, and it is quite brutal because he he directs the whirlwinds and rides the storm. He's a monster.
I personally think that this set is really cool. As we mentioned, the Cluestone and Guildgate cycles specifically are really nice, and the Maze cycle of critters, that steroid multicolor, is really cool. But this is very, very clearly the second of 3 sets in a block because it is designed rather explicitly to steroid the other big sets around it. This was back when we were doing that kind of thing, where we were building sets in blocks instead of building individual sets for sale.
Right, so that they would complement each other, exactly. And there are lots of complements for these cards, and a lot of these cards have enjoyed reprints. Spike Jester was just one of them. We also had some reuse for, what was it? It wasn't quite Lightning Helix, but it was Boros Helix something.
A Boros Charm?
Yeah, another one of those cards that says, deal 4 and gain 4. Sure, why not?
But yeah, if you're interested in this time period of Magic where we used to build blocks, I honestly think the Dragon's Maze is a pretty interesting look into the big bonuses and problems that building sets and blocks has, because some of the individual sets are honestly really goddamn cool, and then you get sets like Dragon's Maze that are so dependent on building up the other sets that they can't really be played on their own. Mostly due to the fact that the archetypes that they're trying to support aren't really all present. Rakdos specifically is missing its boss as well as its discard theme. Sire of Insanity is amazing, yes, but it's also pretty much the only card in this set that's got the discard theme going for it.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed about that was peculiar, is that there's no Hellbent in this. The other Rakdos sets that stipulate, having no cards in hand normally would have a Hellbent complement, but you don't get that in Dragon's Maze, no.
Yeah, Dragon's Maze's keyword is Unleash, and I only showed off Rakdos Drake because a majority of the creatures that have Unleash really
they suck.
Yeah, they suck.
They suck.
The cost of getting Unleashed done is that your base stats are significantly worse than they're supposed to be.
Yep, which means that you have to pay a trade-off, but then, of course, because it can't block, and you have to attack with it every turn, and then, maybe
you don't have to attack with it every turn. You just should, because it can't do anything else.
It can't do anything else. And then it's staring down a creature that has more power and toughness than it, and then it's effectively worthless.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Dragon's Maze. It's honestly a really interesting set. It pretty much requires that you play the sets in the block along with it in order to really understand how it works. I think that the other sets in the block also get land acceleration, so that Maze's End actually works better. But I wouldn't know because Maze's End is a deck I've never actually played myself.
Might be worth a look into. It is. I mean, there are only so many cards in the game that says you win the game if you do a thing.
Yeah, and Maze's End usually takes a full 10 turns in order to do it, but when it doesn't take that 10 turns, it's pretty nice. All right, everyone. This has been us exploring Dragon's Maze from the Return to Ravnica block. At least I think it's Return to Ravnica. Tune in next time when Cloud gets to pick out the set that we're exploring.
Yay! Explore.
Right. Be safe, everybody.
Peace out, yo.